More than 200,000 women serve in the active duty military for almost a decade. Pioneering aviator Carey Lohrenz was among them. The former Navy lieutenant became the first female assigned to fly an F-14 Tomcat fighter in 1993. She wrote a new book called Fearless Leadership: High Performance Lessons from the Flight Deck, and she offers a blueprint for succeeding under pressure and becoming a better leader. Carey Lohrenz, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
So great to meet you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So you were the first woman ever to fly in the Navy an F-14 Tomcat fighter. How difficult was it to break in? How difficult was that?
Oh, wow. Well, there were certainly challenges involved. When I started, though, I wasn't drawn to aviation or flying fighters to try to break a glass ceiling or be a pioneer. I was really drawn to the mission, and the mission that was naval aviation. And so that was really my driving force. It wasn't.
You came from a family of pilots.
I did. My dad was a Marine Corps aviator. My brother's still an active duty aviator. So I had that aviation in my blood, if you will.
You talk about how the fear is there and the fear is inherent, but you have to control that fear. You talk about three fundamentals of fearlessness, whether it's flying jets or working in business. They are what?
Right, so courage, tenacity, and then really operating with integrity. I think so often we are held back not by what actually is happening in reality, but what we think we can do or can't do. So it's this mindset of knowing that you have to be able to feel the fear and do it anyway. When you're approached with opportunities or obstacles or these barriers are thrown in front of you, you need to be able to really break through that and understand you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So being able to be tenacious and have that courage to just keep going really, really is important.
You also say, too, that you played small too often, or playing small cannot be the best thing for you to do.
Right. And I think that that happens oftentimes with women who operate in male-dominated environments or are in a competitive space, that you try to blend in, you try not to be noticed, you try to be one of the guys. And clearly, I'm tall. I'm 6 feet tall, so I wasn't going to blend in anyway. But playing small and trying not to be too emotional.
What do you mean? How did you play small?
Well, I tried to be non-reactive sometimes, or not very emotional, because if you're emotional as a woman in a man's world, you might be perceived as, well, she can't handle it, or she's the, she's witchy. And so you just try to hold back. But it doesn't serve anybody, because you're not leveraging your strengths. You're not really owning and stepping into a situation that really calls for you to be operating at peak levels of performance.
So why did you write this book?
Well, I think it was, I operated in one of the most demanding environments on Earth. And
landing on aircraft carriers.
I know, it's pretty sporty. It's pretty sporty. But it's in the years that I was able to do that, and since I've left the military, I've had the great opportunity to be able to work with outstanding leaders and executives. And what I've realized is that there's this parallel between what we did in naval aviation and what happens in the business world and the real world. And that parallel is that if you are going to achieve peak performance, you need to be fearless. And so this I had such a fantastic opportunity, but it's my ability to be able to share those lessons that I learned flying on and off of aircraft carriers, and since then, with other people, so that if you are challenged, you have obstacles, you're not sure what to do, this gives you a great roadmap or a path, some tools to be able to do it.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, we're seeing a lot more women flying planes for the Army and the Navy and the Air Force today because of pioneering work by people like you.
Well, I hope so. Definitely in the Air Force and in the Air National Guard, the numbers have gone up, and in the Army as well. The Navy's numbers are going up. Still, we haven't hit that critical mass yet, flying on and off of aircraft carriers, but I'm definitely hopeful. I think we're trending in the right direction.
Carey Lohrenz, call sign Vixen.
I know.
Fearless Leadership is now on sale. You're watching CBS This Morning.